In this module, we're going to talk about resident memory in MongoDB. We're going to cover it in a few basic areas. First of all, what is your working set? How is that defined? Why is it important? Second, then we'll go and talk about the resident memory metric in general. In particular, we're going to be talking about what is assigned to the process versus the file system cache. We'll show you some of how that works and how specifically in MongoDB the resident memory metric can be somewhat unreliable as a metric of what's actually in RAM or not. And then I'll just briefly cover restarting processes, dropping caches, rebooting machines, and how that actually affects what's in memory and what's not. So first of all, what is the working set? Well, put very simply, working set is the portion of data that is accessed most often by MongoDB, or MongoS, but we're going to focus mainly on the MongoDB process here. So that portion of data that is accessed most frequently. You can imagine that that particular piece of data is going to usually consist of indexes and a subset of your data. Now it may indeed actually be all of your data in some cases, but generally this is the kind of model you'll see. You want to keep your indexes in RAM. You're going to be using them quite often if you've constructed your queries correctly, so they'll be part of your working set, or at least the indexes that you're using as part of those queries will be part of your working set, and then there'll be a subset of your data that you're actually using on a regular basis. That's going to be the working set. That's going to be what you want to keep in RAM. How do you figure out your working set size? That's an interesting question, and actually in 2.4 we've added a command which I'll go and show you an example of in just a second that will estimate your working set size. The best way to actually figure out your working set size on an ongoing basis is to have a good knowledge of your data, and of course the indexes as well. By knowing this and knowing what your clients, what your applications are actually going to use on a regular basis, you can figure out based on things like your average document size, the average size of an index bucket and key. You can get a very decent idea of exactly what your working set size might be. So what we'll do is we'll go into the terminal, we'll go into a MongoDB instance, and I'll show you the working set size estimator, and then I'll show you the collections that it's currently being used, the indexes that are there, and how you might work it out in a more general way, and even verify the working set command that we've added in there.